Well, we knew the day had to come at some point where Adobe raised the prices of their photography plan. We've been paying $9.99 a month for Lightroom, Photoshop, all the apps that come along with it since basically 2013. And at some point, I think all of us knew that pricing change had to come, and I think we were expecting it. So I wanted to do a quick video here, just help you understand exactly what's happening, because there's going to be a lot of miscommunication out there, and I don't want to see anybody fall into the trap of having the wrong information and possibly making the wrong decision, because you'll see how that could affect you. And I'll put a link. I wrote a blog post about this, some FAQs. It's got links to Adobe's websites and how to change your account, how to check your account. So I'd encourage you to swing by and look at that. If you don't want to watch it, you can just read the FAQs too. But one of the things I said, that I'm a good news first kind of person. So if you are the photography plan, the 20 gigabyte, Lightrooms, Photoshop, all that stuff, and you pay $9.99 a month, which is the equivalent of $120 a year, guess what? Your price isn't going up. All right. Put a little asterisk on the side of that, which we'll talk about in just a second, but your price isn't going up, so you can rest assured you're good to go. You don't have to pay any more money. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in here. I'm going to lay the groundwork just to help you understand the plans that exist today, because I think it's important, because sometimes there's confusion. There are two photography plans. They both include the same apps, the same extras, the same features. All of your Lightrooms, mobile, web, cloud, classic, all that stuff. And Photoshop and Bridge and all the other stuff, Adobe Portfolio and those things that come along with Adobe. Plan number one is 20 gigabytes of cloud storage. That is $9.99 a month. Let's just call it $10 a month, or $120 a year paid annually. And then plan number two, again, all that same stuff, but includes 1 terabyte of cloud storage. You can find these on Adobe's website. Depends how you go into their website. When I want to find it, I do a search on Adobe photography plans, but sometimes you don't see both of these plans right away, but you can find them there. And so those are the two plans that we've had for a long time. All right. So here's what's happening. Let's break this down into 4 different types of people. Let's call it person A. Person A, you subscribe to the 20 gigabyte plan. Remember, the only difference between a 20 gigabyte and the 1 terabyte plan, one of them's $9.99 a month, $120 a year. One of them's $19.99 a month, $240 a year. One has 20 gigabytes, one has 1 terabyte. It's the only difference. So person A, you're subscribed to the 20 gigabyte, $10 a month, $120 a year. And when you signed up, there's a little option that says pay it annually. I don't want to pay it every month. Okay, that's what I do, because I don't want the person that does the accounting for my business, I don't want to have to fill that out every month. So this way I just pay all those things annually. So you hit pay annually. So you pay $120 annually. Nothing changes for you. It's the same. No price increase. Nobody's taking away apps from you. Nobody's taking away anything. Same exact thing. Do not read any more into this. You could stop watching now, other than I would suggest you keep watching, because there are people that are going to say the sky is falling. At least you can be a little bit of a voice of reason in the midst of all of that. So, but yeah, nothing changes. Now, person B, when you signed up for the 20 gigabyte, $9.99 a month plan, you chose to have it hit your credit card every month at $9.99. What happens on January 15th? On January 15th, 2025, Adobe is raising the price of that plan from $9.99 a month to $14.99 a month. Okay, so the photography plan is increasing $5 a month. However, that January 15th date is probably going to cause a lot of confusion. So let's break it down. You won't see the extra $5 a month hit your account until your annual contract renewal date. Okay, January 15th is there to just set the day in stone that this is the day it's happening from here on out. So if your annual contract renewal date, which you can find in your account on adobe.com, happens to be January 15th, then sure, maybe that affects you. It's going to be a very small amount of you. So if your annual renewal date happens to be in April or October or June, whatever that happens to be, it's not until, even if you're paying monthly, it's not until that month hits where you're going to see the extra $5 a month start to be taken out of your account. And Adobe says they will notify you of any pricing increase 30 days before you get your billing. Now, if you were to log into your Adobe account and change your payment structure to pay it prepaid annually, you can go back and pay $120, or not but go back, but essentially going forward, you can choose to pay the same price. Okay, it's effectively $10 a month. You're just prepaying that annually instead of having it hit your credit card every single month. So the price of the plan does go up by $5 if you're person B, but you have the choice to keep that price monthly essentially the same. And to that, I would say, welcome to 2014 Adobe. The rest of the world has been running subscriptions where you pay a cheaper annual price versus paying it by month for the last decade. So welcome to the party. Person C, you subscribe to the 1 terabyte photography plan that we talked about. $20 a month, $240 a year. Nothing changes. You can pay it monthly. You can pay it yearly. Nothing in your world changes. Person D, you subscribe to just the Photoshop plan or the All Apps plan or just Illustrator or just whatever. No changes there, okay? There's one small change to the Lightroom only plan. I don't really know anybody that has it, nor have I heard anybody that has a Lightroom only plan, but it was $9.99 a month. Now it's going to $11.99, so there's a small change there. Okay, so that kind of gives us a little bit of lay of the land on the pricing change. That's it. There's nothing more to the pricing changes. There's no apps being taken away from you. There's no extra things being added or removed or whatever. It's just a price increase on January 15th, 2025, which leads me to the when of all this. And that is January 15th, 2025. What happens is if you're paying monthly $9.99, you go up to $14.99 in your next billing cycle. Unless you go into your account and you change it. And again, use my link to my website below, and it'll link you to what you need to from Adobe as well. So, and if you can't figure out how to do it, contact Adobe support. So on January 15th, that's what's going to happen. If you are prepaying your $120 a year, you don't have to worry about it. You're good to go. And you'll probably want to just make sure. Let's say your renewal contract is up in March. Make sure you log in before March and just check all this stuff. Okay, that's the best thing that you can do. Now, for somebody that hits Adobe's website before January 15th, 2025, you can still subscribe to the $9.99 a month plan. Okay, what happens is that plan essentially, it goes away on January 15th. Okay, the 20 gigabyte plan will no longer be offered. You'll be grandfathered into it if you're a current subscriber and you can keep your payments, but that plan goes away. It is no longer, it is being replaced by the 1 terabyte plan. That, as a new subscriber come January 15th, is all you will see for the photography plan when you go over to Adobe's website. You will no longer see the $9.99 plan. You won't see the $14.99 plan. Remember, you were grandfathered in. Okay, so it's important to remember that. And like all grandfathered in clauses across the world, everywhere, after January 15th, remember you're grandfathered in. If you cancel, you are no longer grandfathered in. If you cancel, it's a knee-jerk response to something. Some people cancel cyclically, where they only subscribe for a few months of the year when they need it. Come January 15th, if you cancel after that, when you go back to Adobe's website, you will be treated like a new customer and you will only see the $19.99 plan. You will not see your old photography plan as a subscription option anymore at $9.99 or at $14.99. You will only see $19.99 going forward. That is the new price. You can go tell all your friends to subscribe today at $9.99. They can keep that price for as long as Adobe holds it. I don't know how long that will be. As long as they pay annually, they can keep that $120 a year, but you can do it today. After January 15th, that all goes away. So keep that in mind if you do decide to cancel. If you were grandfathered in, you decided to cancel, you won't get that price again, okay? Popular question is also why. I think Adobe will probably post lots of articles about all the great features that you've gotten over the last 11 years, and they should. They need to do that. I think from a realist perspective, we all know the reason why is money. And inflation has hit everybody. I don't know anything I am paying less for today. Everything has gone up. You hear people say 5-10%, and I know people watching this agree with me that I'm paying 30 to 50% more on certain things in my life. So everything goes up. And here's the good news. Adobe, inflation hasn't hit you from Adobe in the last 11 years, and it doesn't actually have to hit you again. I think that's the big point. I knew a pricing change had to come. I think we all did. I never thought we would be presented with an option to keep the same price that we were paying. I didn't think that option would be there. So you still get to live in a non-inflationary Adobe world if you just make sure you prepay your $120 a year annually. So my advice to you as we close up here is I would just say, be proactive about it. I'm posting this, it's mid-December. You got a month. You don't have to do it today, but be proactive about going to your Adobe account, figuring out what plan you have, figure out how much you're paying, figure out when you're paying for it. There's a little section in there will allow you to manage your plan, and you can change it to update it from paying monthly to prepaying that amount yearly, and just do that before January 15th. You might not even have to. Depending on when your renewal's up for Adobe, you might be good for a long time. But I would just say, just to take the load off of your mind, I would probably do it before January 15th, okay? And I'll say this as well, because I know that there's, people tend to get very passionate about this topic. I'll probably turn off comments for this one, just because there's people that are really happy. It's like, this is great. This is the best deal in photography, right? I get $120. I get the best software out there, and I don't have to pay a whole lot of money for it. And then you got the trolls that are out there on the internet, and especially on YouTube. I don't care to listen to them. You don't care to listen to them. I don't want to give them a voice. And it's the holidays. I don't want to log in and read my YouTube comments and see all the negativity, because Adobe is a punching bag these days. Whether it's warranted or not, I don't want to talk about. And let's just talk about the good stuff from now on, about editing our photos and making great photography. And the good news is the price that you pay to Adobe to do those things hasn't really changed. Okay, and I think that's the news to take away from all this. Of course, you can swing by the website. There is that FAQ. And if you have a useful comment to add to the conversation, please feel free to stop by there. In the meantime, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that fun stuff. And I'll talk to you again real soon.